court because he could get him downhill in a hurry. Just a really good overall player.
And the challenge in this game for Wyoming is going to be keeping those San Jose State guards from consistently getting to the rim. Mike Littlewood, Kevin Brill, Jason Phillips are officials here this morning at the Thomas & Mack Center, tipping off 11 a.m. local time. Baseline drive at Duje. Davis goes baseline, left his feet. The pass tipped, corralled near midcourt. Spartans got to go. Davis on the drive, and he puts it in with the left hand.
When you come to tournament time, you have to have guys that can make something out of nothing. Perfect example right there. Davis, 5 seconds left on the clock. No time to think, all the time to go. Get to the cup, and nice finish with the left hand.
Davis hit the game winner against New Mexico earlier this year when they beat the Lobos in San Jose.
We see Agbem, number 5 for the Cowboys. He's going to be aggressive, sure, but he's going to see a lot of bodies off every ball screen.
Cole Henry, the starting big for Wyoming, turns it over. He was cut off by Robert Viola, who's back now for San Jose State. Viola had missed 3 games with a leg injury, but he returned for the Fresno State game. And Tim Miles has some more pieces to work with now in his lineup. Donovan Yap, well-traveled in the Mountain West Conference. Misses his first opportunity. Second chance now for San Jose State.
Offensive rebounds. If you're in the corner, you got to run back through the free throw line. You'll get opportunities. Nice job by Aduzia.
And nice creation there for Latrell Davis, opening up a three-point look for Sadadrian Hall.
Sadadrian Hall, that's not really what he does. Only hits about a quarter of his three-point attempts, but a guy who plays like a bully, and now he's out in transition.
Hall on the run, slams it down, and what a start for San Jose State.
Really nice start. I love their first offensive possession, changes sides of the floor. The ball created energy, and Tim Miles' crew comes to this tournament ready to go.
5 quick points for Sadadrian Hall, the 5th-year senior from Sulphur Springs, Texas. Another turnover, and here go the Spartans out on the break again. And this time it's Aduje getting fouled from behind and a chance at a three-point play.
You got to love it. Getting defense into offense, active hands, and they're off in transition. Nice pass ahead by Viola, and then easy finish by Aduje, who gets the hoop in the harm.
Aduje was the Mountain West 6th man of the year last season at Utah State, transferred to San Jose State to play for Tim Miles. Coaching change at Utah State. Nothing new right there. But he has settled in well playing for Tim Miles. 17 points a game this season. Moved into the starting lineup, scored in double figures 24 of 30 games this year.
Guy who started his career at Coastal Carolina. He's always been a scorer, accepted his role last season, but I love the defensive activity by San Jose State to start this one. Communicating active hands, and they almost got another one.
That time the reach-in foul was called on Latrell Davis. He was about to be off to the races.
Much of the same, but they're active. The ball's not changing sides of the floor quite as much so far for Wyoming. Very willing to play high pick and roll with Obi Agbem, who can take off, have 25, 30 points on a given night. So for good reason, but I'd like to see the ball move a little bit more.
Agbem trying to do it himself, had it blocked by Aduje. 2-on-1, open three, Davis. Second chance opportunity as Aduje ripped it away, and Sundance Wicks has to call a timeout. A 12-0 run to begin this basketball game for San Jose State.
And how about the effort? That's been the biggest difference so far in this contest. 12-0, Wyoming not bringing the energy. Even on that possession, you get out in transition, you lose the ball, sure, but Sadadrian, let me get back to this one first. A little flush in transition, but just the activity, the hands, how they're playing with physicality, and then just bringing a different level of energy. Look, offensive rebound, Aduje gets this rebound. That's 5-on-2. There are only 2 people in the paint. If you're Wyoming, hey, you got to come to the Mountain West tournament with your lunch pail ready to play, because San Jose State on the other side has shown no signs of slowing down from an activity perspective.
Cowboys have already turned it over 3 times. They've only taken 1 shot in this basketball game, as San Jose State has come out with a defensive intensity You know, these games early on in tournament play, it's 11 a.m. local time, tip-off. It's first day of the tournament. Gym not totally full yet. You got to generate your own energy, and San Jose State has brought it.
Well, they've done it, and they started out with a couple of good offensive possessions. Everybody felt like they were involved, and that affects the defensive end of the floor, especially at the college level. Wyoming desperately needs one to go down.
Sundance Wicks went bigger. Out of the timeout, he put Abu Magasa and Scotty Abube into the game. They miss on the three. Donovan Yap spent 3 years at Fresno State. Started his collegiate career at UNLV, Vegas guy. And Abube goes up and rips down that rebound. Abube, an above-the-rim player, leads his team in dunks.
And he plays with a certain level of force and physicality that this Wyoming team has missed in this early going. But if he gets going, Agnew, that's just silly. Step back left, forget about it. That's his go-to move.
Creating off the dribble, and Wyoming is on the board.
Agnew, a three-time transferred most recently from Fort Lewis College. He is a bona fide scorer, and sometimes you have to do some really good evaluating in the offseason to get a guy like that.
Davis looking to go backdoor, kicked away out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. But it's all San Jose State in the early going. Game number 1 of the Mountain West Tournament.
And Obi Agnew, he's trying to get his team back in it. Only 2 so far. He needs to get hot.
Early 10-point lead, San Jose State, and largely the work of that man right there, the senior from London, Josh Aduje.
Well, he's just a big-time athlete. Whenever he plays with a certain amount of energy, he can change the course of a game. And we alluded to it. Last year was at Utah State, understood his role as a defensive player coming off the bench. For Tim Miles, he's needed to be more assertive on the offensive end of the floor. A big-time athlete is Aduje. The native of England has found a home with San Jose State.
Second year in the Mountain West for Aduje. He was in Logan, Utah last year playing for Danny Sprinkle. Yeah, might have gotten away with one. Hall steps inside the arc. Tough jumper.
Sadadrian Hall, a really good athlete, plays with physicality, not necessarily a jump shooter. I think if you're Sundance Wicks and the Cowboys, you're willing to live with some of those off-the-bounce attempts.
Wyoming won for their first 4 attempts from the floor.
The ball's sticking for Wyoming. Like, that's a perfect example of what you need to do. Pass to the post, cut off, let the ball move a little bit. Staying a little bit stagnant on the offensive end of the floor for the Cowboys.
There's a good cut by Magasa, but he couldn't finish. Loose ball, scramble, picked up by Agnew. Got it over to Allen, and one. Strong finish for Dante Allen.
You need energy. That's how you're able to produce some of those energy-giving behaviors. Some EGBs, if you will. Get on the floor, move it in transition. Dante Allen getting rewarded for what he was able to do on the defensive end of the floor. Big-time finish at a time for Wyoming where they're struggling to generate offense. Get out in transition and create some turnovers.
That was the second foul on Latrell Davis. Something to keep an eye on here. Tim Miles, a couple of substitutions. Joel Marial, the 7-footer, onto the floor. Jermaine Washington on for the first time here as well. And kicked out of bounds, and Sundance Wicks calling it for the official right there. It's Wyoming ball. Wicks trying to get his team going here in the first half.
You notice after that media timeout, the energy certainly changed on the defensive end. And sometimes that's personnel driven. They went a little bit bigger. They're able to put more pressure on the ball at the three-point line. Then you can generate some things.
Allen delivers it to Magasa. Nesbitt creates some space. Line drive 3. But a foul away from the basketball as Marial went crash into the floor.
If you're a Abube right there, move your feet, get around, use that lower body strength that you have. Marial, I mean, all of 7'3". This is not a small human, but in order to take away his advantage, you have to get into his legs and root him out from underneath the basket. Just don't use your upper body.
Donovan Yap throws his shoulder, might have gotten away with one. Deflected out of bounds by Nesbitt. Wyoming has won on this floor this year. Actually, correction, not technically this floor. They've won in this building. They beat UNLV at the Thomas and Mack.
That's much ado about nothing. You got to have your right to your space as an offensive player, too. If he pivots in, good no call by the officiating crew.
Oldby Agbein hit 5 threes when they played here earlier this season. Of course, the court changed out from the usual Tarkanian court here at the Thomas and Mack Center, Mountain West. Good-looking floor this year, too. New this season, T.O.
Seems like it's good-looking floor every season, and I consider this one of the best conference tournaments that we have in college basketball. We need this guy to get going.
Agbein on the attack. 3-on-2 the other way. Yap penetrates the floater for Donovan Yap from right here in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Homecoming for him. And in his last 3, averaging 16 points a game, starting to find his offensive rhythm. He certainly has that creativity.
Kobe Newton on for the first time, the 6-year senior from Portland, Oregon. Marial out on Henry. Henry over the bigger defender. Nice touch with the left hand.
Hey, coach's kid understands footwork and which shoulder to use. Goes up and over. He's left-handed, sure. But to be able to keep Marial off balance, gets just enough space for the big man to put it through.
Washington penetrates, gets right to the rim, and nobody stepped in front of Jermaine Washington.
I like Jermaine Washington's game. A freshman. Saw him play for the Compton Magic in AAU a couple of summers ago. This is a guy who can score a lot of points in a hurry, plays with a certain amount of energy as well. He's going to score a lot of points in a Spartans uniform.
San Jose State shooting 58%, a lot of high percentage looks here in this first half. Agbein, he'll launch that.
Slow start for Agbein so far, and I'm not loving the looks he's generating. Getting into the lane, trying to get up there, but he's getting contested a little bit too hard. I like the physicality that San Jose State's playing with defensively.
Duje crosses over, splits 2 defenders, but had it swatted by Magassa. Open look now, off the wing, 3-ball delivered and knocked down. Josh Duje will trade 2 for 3 all night long.
Absolutely, he will. Perpetually unbothered is Duje. An older player understands, hey, you get blocked, that just breeds more opportunity, especially if you attack the offensive glass. Big-time shot on a short memory.
And Duje whistled for the foul on the floor. First personal on Josh Duje. Will take a timeout on the floor with 12. Strong year for Josh Duje. Spartans playing well coming in, relatively speaking. They're 2-2 over their last 4 games. They won up in Laramie against this Wyoming team. They beat Fresno State, lost to UNLV by 6. Yes, they lost to Colorado State. Got blown out in that game, but missing 3 starters. They only had 7 players available in that game.
Sure. In Colorado State, I mean, you want to talk about teams playing as well as anybody in college basketball. Nico Medved has that team clicking. Nate Clifford is as good as advertised, too.
And the Rams have certainly given the committee something to think about. Rams the 2 seed in this tournament. Newton's pass is deflected and stolen. Sidrak Ngonga comes into the game for the first time today. Robert Viola returns. So a bigger lineup in the game right now for Tim Miles and San Jose State.
Ngonga's a talented player. Legit size, 6'10", can shoot. A lot of skill, but he does get loose with the basketball. It's been his Achilles heel.
Henry.
Good decision.
Turn around and reset. Had Viola step out on him. Got it to Obi Agbein, averaging 18 points a game, top 5 scorer in the Mountain West Conference. Good look for Henry, just a little too strong.
Use that backboard, big fella. Anytime you're inside of about 9-10 feet, makes it a lot easier at that angle just to use the board.
The Cowboys shooting 27% from the field here in this first half. Good 3-point look. That time, Sid Adrian Hall got it to go down.
That's a Adrian Hall. Not really his game. Doesn't matter. Big time shot from 3.
Largest lead as San Jose State has opened up a 15-point advantage. And Magosa's pass is intercepted by Hall. Pasha Gadarzi in for the first time today. Viola operates on the block, and a reach-in foul was called on Cole Henry.
I like Robert Viola's game. Just a relentless offensive rebounder, big, strong body, wide shoulders, just holds his place in the paint so well. And he's a load on the offensive glass.
First one goes down. Robert Viola played 35 games off the bench last year, or excuse me, 2 years ago, in a 21-win year for San Jose State. That was the team that had Amari Moore, the player of the year in the Mountain West. San Jose State came into the tournament as the 5 seed that season. Best year that Tim Miles has put together at San Jose State. Right now they're trying to get back to that quarterfinal round and a date with New Mexico. And they're in good position to do so right now, as San Jose State has blitzed Wyoming here in this first half. Another steal. Ahead to Yap. The lob, and Aduje couldn't corral it. Josh Aduje looking to make a highlight, and San Jose State turns it back over. And Tim Miles looks over at his fellas and said, take it down a notch, guys.
Yeah, exactly right. But how many live ball turnovers is Wyoming going to have? That's what this game has come down to in the early going. You have to slow down these transition baskets. 24-7. If you're Wyoming, stop turning the basketball over to give yourself a chance.
Already 5 steals for San Jose State.
You can't set your defense against those steals. If you turn it over and it goes out of bounds, that's fine. You can live with those. But you can't have live ball turnovers to where you can't set your defense.
Ooh. A.J. Wills, nice move, gets the space. Step back too strong. Abube goes up, rips it down, powers his way to the bucket, and draws the foul.
That's the kind of play they need. Abube, look, doesn't have the most skill on the team, but at the same time, he is an absolute bully looking to bring the pain on every possession. When he gets the ball in the post, be prepared for some punishment. That's his style.
Transfer from Southern Illinois, played for the Salukis, originally from Mundelein, Illinois. Scotty Abube leads this team in dunks, an above-the-rim player, and his playing time is up. He's played 16 minutes a game, last 3 coming in.
He's broken rims before games to where they don't even get to warm up. I mean, that's the kind of power this guy possesses.
Davis back in with 2 fouls.
Got away with the travel.
Got to get it up. At the shot clock buzzer, Donovan Yap.
When it rains, it pours, Nate. My goodness, what a start for San Jose State. Tim Miles couldn't have scripted it any better.
4-3 for San Jose State. And Wyoming's in trouble right now.
I think they've been in trouble. I mean, the energy that San Jose has come out with has just provided a different element to this game.
Not that time for Abube. Open 3, Agman. That's his shot. Halfway down. Nice hustle play by Nesbitt. Chasing it down in the corner. Goes baseline. And the foul is called on the floor.
Really incredible towards the end of the clock. I mean, Wyoming, good defense, but Donovan Yap, better offense. Quick ball fake. Wow. Barely got it off.
I mean, 1/10 of a second when that left his fingertips.
When it rains, it pours. San Jose State playing with so much confidence right now.
There goes Abube right to the front of the rim. And he'll go to the line.
The man's playing hard, trying to provide some energy. He's got toilet paper in his nose. That's toughness.
Abube had his best game of the year against San Jose State back on January 25th, 22 points in the victory. But he is playing through one nostril right now. Not a strong free throw shooter, 36% at the stripe coming in.
That's the Achilles heel right there for him. You have to knock down free throws, especially when you exert that much force on the offensive end. You're going to draw a lot of fouls. Doesn't look broken, though. Comes off his hand nicely. Comes down to confidence for him.
Makes one of two. And now Abube up on Viola.
See how spaced the floor is. San Jose State 5 out currently. You'll have a roller, but most importantly, space to operate. So Dadrian Hall is acting different today. 3 threes for him so far.
Hall's in double figures already with 11.
So Dadrian Hall.
Officials reviewing right now for a potential flagrant foul.
No.
Hard screen, but I didn't see anything that wasn't a basketball play right there on Dante Allen.
Yeah, I would be shocked if we got more than just a common foul on a moving screen. Did he lean in? Maybe, but that's why you call the moving screen. I didn't think it was anything more than what it needs to be. Let's play on to get this game going. San Jose State crushing right now. 30-10, shooting the ball so much better than what we've become accustomed to.
Cowboys have absolutely got their work cut out for them. They've turned it over 7 times. They have yet to connect from behind the arc in 5 attempts. T.O., give me a breakdown. What is Sonny Wicks telling his guys inside the huddle? How can Wyoming get going?
A couple of things. You can't have live ball turnovers because when your offense slows down, you can't get back and at least set up. On the defensive end of the floor, try to keep San Jose State on one side because when that ball started popping around, they're finding easier looks in the half court. Wow.
So they did call that as a flagrant on Allen.
I'm a little bit shocked, and we didn't get an official.
There was some lean there, to be sure. Jermaine Washington goes to the stripe and bangs the first.
Okay, so I'm looking at the officials right now. The lean with the shoulder was to the head or neck area. I'm assuming that's what the explanation is going to be. I'm not sure I agreed with it all the way, though. Didn't like that call. It's been a physical game so far. Let's let it keep being that way.
Yeah, and another turnover by Wyoming really is the story.
But at least here you can set your defense, right? Like that's been the issue so far.
Viola plays inside out. The reverse by Viola, ripped down by Abube.
And there's a good defensive possession. If I'm Wyoming and Sundance Wicks, I need A.J. Wills, the guy with the ball right here, to get going a little bit. An explosive score. Just seems like everything's a tad delayed right now. San Jose State's defensive pressure has really taken Wyoming out of a rhythm.
Really good help defense there from Viola.
That's a tough shot. And you look at San Jose State, they come down, they share it, the ball moves quick, and they're able to at least find good looks in space.
And you talk about space, T.O., the floor spacing, fantastic. It's opened up driving lanes all night long here for San Jose State.
And then it feels like the Cowboys are playing catch-up. So right there, Dante Allen, who's sliding from help over to his man because the ball swings, he's in catch-up mode. So he's having to come over, be a little bit extra aggressive to stay in position, gets called for the foul.
Washington, and it's picked off by Abube. Nice quick hands for the big man.
And Washington, I like the aggression, but at the same time, evaluate the floor. 2 guys low, you have the guy in the opposite corner. Continue moving that basketball and not go for that home run off the first ball screen.
And a good take right there for Matija Belic. That's his first bucket of the basketball game in 6 minutes. Belic played well against San Diego State 2 weeks ago at 12 points in 31 minutes. The challenge for him, staying out of foul trouble. That plagued him against Fresno State.
Serbian national. Dad was a national team player for Yugoslavia. How about that?
Going way back. Nesbitt goes high for the rebound. Gets out on the run. Soft touch high off the glass.
That's how you generate rhythm. That's how you generate energy. Get a rebound, get out and run. Cowboys struggling when the game slows down. Need to play faster. Exhibit A, nice take.
Back-to-back buckets for Wyoming. Now a steal by Agbin. Sweet move, and he lays it in. And a quick timeout called by Tim Miles after a 6-0 run by the Cowboys.
Live ball turnovers end up in transition, and Wyoming starting to find some rhythm playing defense. And Obi Agbim, you don't want to let him see the ball go through the net. That guy has a lot of talent. He could get going in a hurry.
It's been a slow start for Agbim, but that's his second bucket of the basketball game right there. Dance Wicks got this Wyoming job late, T.O. Hired on May 12th, almost no time to get a roster together. Really had to scramble to find players, getting the job, leaving Green Bay, coming back to Laramie, Wyoming. And year number one has been a challenge. I know a lot of folks in Laramie feel like, hey, give Sundance Wicks an entire off season, let him build this program back up, and a lot of optimism for the future.
Yeah, last year's Horizon League Coach of the Year at a very difficult job in Green Bay. So he's going to be able to get it going. His energy is infectious, contagious, whatever you want to call it. He is the right guy for the job. Now, when you have 20 days to put together a roster of 15 people, that can be challenging. He's the right guy for the job, and I think they're going to be a lot better sooner rather than later.
Tim Miles goes back to Marial out of the timeout. Hall's had the hot hand, and he continues to roll here in this first half.
That's his game. Get to the paint, use your broad shoulders, and finish over the top. A terrific athlete is Hall.
And he can score. He had a 33-point game against Cal Poly earlier this season. Marial flying over for the block.
Marial, not small. You're going to have to put it high off the glass if you're playing against him. Mature play right here by Sadadrian Hall. Why? Because he's hit some shots. He's got a rhythm. He keeps moving the basketball. He had a glint in his eye, but continues to move it. Let somebody else create something.
Ngonga is going to take a three. Nesbitt goes up and yanks it down. Nesbitt beats his man, kicks it outside Belic. Open look, but not even close.
Off left. Belic looks exhausted, having to chase around San Jose State's offense.
Hall steps into one. Well contested by Nesbitt. That's from 2-point range.
Hall loves Vegas. Confirmed. Absolutely on fire to start out this one. 15 points in the first half of this ball game. He's been on a heater.
Sadadrian Hall from Stephen F. Austin. Another three from Belic. Unable to redeem himself. Oleg Koyenets in the game. He couldn't get the rebound. Here goes Hall. Heat check time. Ngonga had a hand on it, but it's ripped away by Agbin.
Jay, so I praised him 3 possessions ago by taking his time. Then he gets out and takes a tough one. Look, let the offense continue to work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what my high school coach always said. You have to do a good job of continuing to trust the system that you're in. It's served him well so far. You don't have to resort to those types of shots.
Marial fighting with Koyenets. Faces up. He'll take it from the mid-range. Pretty stroke from Joel Marial.
Everybody hitting shots. Joel Marial, though, that's more of what he's comfortable doing, right? He would rather step out, face up, knock down jump shots. If you're Koyenets, crowd his space and make him play you with his back to the basket.
Belic on the take, attacks, gets into the lane, and hits the floater.
Maybe that's a way Belic could get back his rhythm in this ball game. He looks absolutely exhausted running back down the court. This pressure defensively from San Jose State has some wearing effects so far in this one.
Wyoming's just looking for answers. Agbim and Belich leading scores with 4 points apiece. And we had a reach-in foul called inside and a timeout on the floor. A 20-point game in the first half. San Jose State up big.
Adrian Hall is feeling some type of way here in Las Vegas. That's not his game, but he sees a couple go through the net, and he's got his confidence rolling, knocking down shots from pretty much everywhere. So Adrian Hall ready for this Mountain West tournament.
He's 6 of 8. San Jose State shooting 58% in this first half. Spartans 10-0 this year when they shoot at least 47% from the field, 4-18 when they don't. So this is a Spartans team that absolutely needs to see the ball go through the basket, get the confidence going. Adrian Hall has scored in double digits in 7 games this year. Now 3 of them have come against this Wyoming team.
Something about this defense opens up his game. But a talented athlete, as he gets a little bit of a breather over there, he's earned it. The Spartans team playing as well as I've seen him play all season long.
Oleg Koyanets at the line, the Lithuanian. Played a couple of years at Nebraska. Second season at Wyoming. One of the few returning players on this Wyoming roster this year. Kobe Newton, the other rotation player that was here a year ago.
Koyanets, from a basketball family, has never really gotten his rhythm in the college game from a consistency standpoint. But you'll see flashes of shot blocking and defense.
Duje pulls up. Left it short. Not a lot of ball movement that possession for the Spartans.
Kind of against what's gotten them here, right? Stay the course. Coach Tim Miles, I can promise that part of that halftime speech is going to be keep doing what we're doing, let the ball work and find energy. Wyoming kind of all over the place. You have to love how the Spartans have been from an activity perspective.
Viola not giving an inch of space to Abube.
There's not many people as strong as Abube, but Viola very much in the mix there, can absorb that contact with his chest. Gonna have to get crafty.
Thought it was a really interesting answer from Nick Davidson in Nevada on the Field of 68 podcast. They asked him about who do you like going up against in the Mountain West. He said Viola. He said that's a really fun matchup for him. Nesbitt lost it. Aduje attacks on Agbim. Lost it out of bounds, and a turnover out in transition by San Jose State.
I'll say number 16, Jordan Nesbitt, has brought his lunch pail to this game, trying to battle back and get his team in it. A good athlete, really good today from an effort perspective. Two-time transfer, started at Memphis, and then Hampton. He's earned a break too. He's played well for the Cowboys and trying to get their energy and enthusiasm back in this game.
Nesbitt's best year 2 years ago at Hampton. He was a 15-point-a-game scorer.
I can see where that would make sense too, because you see the size, the athleticism, the ability to create. He has that in his game a little bit. But if you're Wyoming, you need to find guys to get going. A little guard-to-guard, flare screen, get him out of there, give yourself an angle, nice take.
Wills goes right past Godarzi and lays it in. Halftime just approaching. One more opportunity for San Jose State. Wild shot doesn't fall. 16 points. The
duck in the guard's hands, and they have guys in Obi Agbim with the ball in his hands right now who can create some of those looks, but you have to move the ball a little bit more and get some kind of flow and rhythm within your offense.
It's a quiet first half for Agbim. He only had 4. Wicks comes out with Abube, who's probably been his best player in this game, on the floor to start this second half, but an empty possession to begin.
Excellent recovery by Viola. Gets beat, recovers to block the shot. And this is where Wyoming needs to be better. Get that and push pace a little bit.
Yeah, a little too much gravy on that turkey on the pass from Hall to Viola.
Big turkey gravy guy, huh? How about that? That's what you need. Get some energy, get an angle, use your athleticism around the cup. Nesbitt certainly capable. I don't think Nesbitt touched that ball, but I do think he fouled Eduje on the way there. So I wouldn't argue too much. We're going to have another look at Nesbitt getting to the hole, quick pick and roll. You have to be able to come up and at least cut off the driver if you're the guy that's guarding the screener.
Hall misses on his first attempt of this second half.
I didn't know he was going to miss this game. He was awesome in half one. You could see his confidence just growing and growing as that first half went along. Now you have to find ways to be consistent this next 20 minutes.
Tough take for Obi Agbin. Drew contact. He'll get to the line. So good start to this second half for Wyoming, and they've done a better job of getting the ball into the paint, getting to the rim, and now Agbin going to the line.
And yeah, took the worst end of that drive. But here's the thing, too. You notice first possession out, and we're going to see Obi Agbin getting downhill. I think Yap stepped on somebody's foot. That all being said, first possession of the half, you have a zoom action on one side, and you get a decent look. It's blocked last second, but still, it created some energy for your offense. So far, Sundance Wicks' team, it stuck a little bit too much. Now, here in the second half, ball moving a little bit more, and they're able to play with a little bit more pace with the ball in their hands as a result.
Cowboys have scored the first 3 of the half. Yap stays in the game, but he's moving a bit gingerly. The last thing Tim Miles needs to see is another injury for this team. They've used 9 different starting lineups. They've used 6 just in the last 9 games.
Great pass.
Yap, open 3. He says, my ankle's just fine.
That's a big-time pass. He reads the bottom of that defense. Guy is sliding over a little bit too much. Donovan Yap just sitting over there in the corner, camped out. But Obi Agbin has come out with a different degree of assertiveness early in this second half. And if they're going to crawl back into it, we're going to need a performance of the ages from Agbin.
Third team all-conference. Also the Mountain West newcomer of the year. Was at Fort Lewis College last year. Transferred into Wyoming. Great season.
Smooth. I think that's the one word you can take away when watching Agbin operate in the half court. Calm, cool, and collected. Just a terrific shooter.
Hall bodying on Allen. Whipped it inside to Viola, and he couldn't corral it. Agbin had it stripped away by Yap.
Donovan Yap's done a nice job defensively there. Just staying connected and making things difficult.
Really good ball fake by Nesbitt, but he missed the bunny.
It's a good call.
Eduje was hit from behind by Dante Allen.
That's a learned part of the game for Eduje. Gets it in the ball screen situation and takes his time with the defender on his back. And whenever he gets back there, you have to be able to control him and understand what the defender in front of you is doing. I'd like to see a quicker roll by Viola to put pressure on the rim, so you have to pick and choose where to go. But nonetheless, good use of the dribble by Eduje.
That was the 4th foul on Allen. Davis's pass gets through to Viola. He misses from inside the paint. Wyoming out in transition.
Cole Henry needs to score here.
Goes up, lays it in, and one. Split 2 defenders. Gives the flex after the bucket.
And don't look now. That cuts this lead down to 12. Wyoming playing with a different sort of urgency here in this second half.
Got 2 defenders in the air on that pump fake.
I really like Cole Henry. He's not going to overexert himself. He's a coach's kid. Understands the flow and space of the game. But he also has to understand in this contest, he's going to have to be assertive, aggressive when he touches it inside 12 feet. 12-point lead. Wyoming starting to show a little bit of life.
Sundance Wicks called Cole Henry Jake Taylor, said he's the catcher. coming for one last ride here at Wyoming. Good career in Northern Iowa. Jermaine Washington. He misses, and some life from Wyoming right now.
Big possession right here. Great job.
Washington, the steal, the dive, the long bomb ahead by Viola, but fumbled away by Eduje. Viola maybe just trying to bite off a little too much on that one.
Went for the touchdown after the turnover. That's what that one looked like, but nice hustle back by Agbem. Visibly frustrated by the lack of space, but they need to keep operating in the manner that they have been. Running some offensive sets at least, and then changing the ball. That's where they've been sloppy, though.
It gets Davis out on the run. Too loose with the dribble. He stepped out of bounds, and San Jose State sloppy out in transition on these last couple of possessions. We got a timeout on the floor, but Wyoming has cut into that.
Over. You have to be able to read the MIG, the MIG, most important guy. He comes over, you see the read, sees Donovan Yap in the opposite corner. Easy look, easy three, the easiest one in college basketball.
Writing that one down, read the MIG.
The MIG, the most important guy. That's the low help on the opposite side of the floor. If you can read that guy, your game is really going to open up, especially for your teammates.
Always educational with Terrence Oglesby in the sidecar. Nate Kreckman here with you, Mountain West Network. Game number 1, first round of the Mountain West Tournament. 8-9. The regular season champs, New Mexico, and the player of the year, Donovan Dent. Richard Pitino and company, they await the winner of this one. Magassa, well defended by Hall. Nesbitt got to go, and a whistle late in the shot clock. They called that on Eduje.
I'll say Wyoming has been good out of timeouts. It's just a matter of somebody getting the ball and orchestrating maybe some more long-winded offenses, because when the Cowboys have been quick in their decision-making, it hasn't really panned out for them. Whenever they've been elongated, the ball has moved, changed sides of the floor, that's where they've seen some success throughout the course of this game.
That was 3 now on Eduje. Agbem gets to his spot. Long rebound chased down by Nesbitt. He goes right back up and shows the soft touch with the left hand, putting it in off the window.
Big bucket. Now we have a single-digit ball game. The Cowboys showing some life through the extra effort plays, offensive boards. Nesbitt, that's his specialty.
San Jose State hasn't scored in over 3 minutes.
And you see the ball sticking this half. That's the biggest difference. First half, San Jose State moving the ball quickly, playing with pace. Now the ball's sticking, and that's a big one. Can't happen.
Yeah, with all kinds of space. Can't leave him that open. Second 3 of this second half for Donovan Yap.
He told me I needed to shut my yap. This guy creates something out of nothing. That's a big-time move. About as wide open as you can get off the bounce.
Magassa cutting, lost it, retains possession. Henry saunters his way into the paint. Now Agbem on the attack. Late shot clock, tough look. Henry did well to even get that up and hit the rim. Corner 3, Nesbitt, right into the hands of Donovan Yap. Yap missed the Colorado State game, came back and scored 30 last Saturday against Fresno State. He's playing well coming into the tournament.
Actually, I'm going to applaud A.J. Wilson. Knew he was at a disadvantage. Fouls before the shot gets up. Now you can set your defense again. And Will's even surprised with himself, the fact that that's not going to be a shooting foul. But all that being said, you see Sundance Wiggs talking to his man Cole Henry, understanding, hey, keep battling, keep fighting. It's a possession by possession game for us right now. It can happen. You just need to stay consistent in your approach, especially on this end of the floor.
Yap left his feet, finds Ngonga.
Nice move.
Oh, tough look though. Ngonga had a hand on it.
It's $1 million move and a $2 finish. I mean, gets to the rim, long 2 steps. Got to be able to finish. Get to see the best of Sundance Wicks and what he can do offensively here. How can you create some looks for your team? And I'm not sure that's it, but it doesn't matter. Nesbitt feeling some type of way in the post, little spin. Big, physical, and aggressive. Spearheading this charge. Little Barkley dribble. Spins off the guy. Using a little glass.
Nesbitt scoring on the ISO possession. He's now up to 8 points and 7 rebounds in this game.
He's been the constant, right? What he's done on the offensive end of the floor, even though his numbers don't necessarily say, hey, great game. It's those extra effort plays. It's the rebounds. It's the diving on the loose ball. Those other things.
Spartans are up 9. Both their wins over Wyoming this year were by 9 points. And Agbim commits a foul 35 feet away from the basket. It's the first on Obi Agbim.
Donovan Yap might have gotten away with a little shove. Need to get rid of that basketball. Nice flex action, even better defense by the Cowboys.
Yeah, and the floor spacing not as good right now for San Jose State as it was in the first half. Nice creation by Davis, finding Ngonga. A patient possession right there from Latrell Davis.
Exactly right. Get to the middle and let your big guy finish. Ngonga, he's a guy that has a lot of talent. Former top 100 player in his high school class. And over the last 3 games has played a lot better finding his offensive rhythm.
First bucket today for Ngonga. Nesbitt gets it to Belic on the roll. Abube there to clean it up.
I like it. Belic staying aggressive, straight line drive. He doesn't quite have the athleticism to finish right there, but when you have a beast like Abube in the game, changes the dynamic. You can get up there. Sometimes your best offense is just to throw it off the rim.
Ngonga steps into a 3. Able to get his own rebound and then gets trucked by Belic. And a timeout on the floor with 11:54 left in regulation. And San Jose State doing good work in the paint. Up 9 late.
And Nesbitt has been the guy bringing some assertiveness to this Wyoming team, making the extra plays, and that's a great move. But it's been mostly things like this: going through the free throw line to get some offensive boards, and he's provided a jolt of energy here in this second half. 3 of 5 shooting, 3 of 4 from inside the 3. They needed some of these extra effort plays. That's where he's thrived so far, and that's why the Cowboys, after a dismal first half, now have it in single digits.
Wyoming is +7 in this second half here against San Jose State. Spartan ball out of the timeout. Wyoming still has a hill to climb. Yeah, a lot of space. And the ball went out of bounds, and Wyoming gets another stop, so a chance to cut further into this lead.
I would have liked better recognition from Ngonga. Instead of staying in that dunker spot, you see a guy driving towards you, either splay out to the 3-point line or go to the opposite block just to provide some ancillary spacing.
Agbin draws a crowd, whips it out to Nesbitt. Doesn't fall. Washington picks the rebound up off the floor.
I like that matchup. Get the ball down. Try to find something right here. Pearson Adrian Hall. Get to the cup. Draw 2 or score.
Bodying with Agbim, and a reach-in foul is called on Obi Agbim. That's his second.
And if I'm Belic right there and I'm the help guy, bump Agbim out. But that's something they work on. I'm not sure if that's something that Sundance Wicks would be a fan of. But a lot of times when you see, especially NBA personnel, you have a mismatch. You call it a bump out, a kick out, whatever you want to call it. Switch and let that guy find somebody on the other side of the court. And then you have like-on-like body size.
Viola and Aduje back. Yap a drive and kick. Good ball movement by the Spartans.
I feel like San Jose State, they've missed a DJ.
And the steal by Nesbitt. He gets out on the run and takes it all the way to the rack and lays it in. And this is the closest Wyoming has been since the early moments of this basketball game.
Jordan Nesbitt has been a one-man wrecking crew here in this second half. And Agbim's defense on Donovan Yap has disrupted everything that San Jose State's been trying to do on the offensive end of the floor.
And that time, Yap got the step. And they called it on Agbim on the floor.
Jordan Nesbitt, offensive boards, steals, transition, single-handedly started this run for Wyoming, getting them back in this game. 7-point lead by San Jose. But Nesbitt's been doing everything he can to get the Cowboys back in this one. Hey, and I actually, Yap, he's trying to set up offense a lot of times. He's getting caught up near half court. The problem is, Obi Agbim is getting up and he's pressuring it, and Yap is struggling to make a pass on time and on target. That's great defensive pressure, but sometimes if you're Yap, you have to fight fire with fire, right? Exhibit A, him on the right wing, you get pressured that much, you just have to go. Does just that. He's able to get the foul call and knock down 2 free throws.
Next foul on Wyoming will put San Jose State in the bonus. But a 9-point game. Wyoming's been chopping wood this entire second half, mostly led by that man, Jordan Nesbitt, who goes down the lane for 2.
He's been awesome. I mean, from an effort perspective, a pit bull in a Wyoming Cowboys jersey.
11 of his 13 have come here in the second half.
A lot more dribbling in this half. Nate.
Yeah, the lob, and it's picked off, and a jump ball is called in the backcourt. Ebube got the steal. Possession arrow will keep it here with San Jose State.
Nice job by Yap not stopping on the play. But, a flashback even about 45 minutes real time. It seemed like San Jose State was getting whatever they wanted in a half-court set. The pace of play, a little bit too much dribbling here in the second half.
Tough 3 by Ngonga. And it bounded off the hand of Viola. Back comes Jordan Nesbitt. Still been a quiet offensive game for Obi Agbim. I have a feeling we'll hear from him before this thing's all said and done. Screen by Magassa. Nesbitt cut off. Good ball fake by Wills. Wow. Nesbitt pulls up for 3.
Jordan Nesbitt has turned Thomas and Mack to his own personal playpen. He's acting silly here in this second half. What a performance.
We've got a 4-point game. Spartans have led by as many as 22. Aduje, good look inside to Viola, but it's knocked away and stolen by Magassa.
This ball's going up.
Bube out to give that ball screen, and Nesbitt will march it over to the logo. Feeds it to Ebube, lost it, got it back. Wills, the true point guard. Gotta go against the bigger defender, Viola, and Viola gets a fingertip on it. Spartans out on the run. Yeah, that's his look from the corner. He didn't miss many of those.
Needed it and got it. But what a defensive possession by Robert Viola. Gets switched out on the guard. You have to contest just long enough. The big teddy bear with a block shot that leads to an open 3.
Yap's got 16, team high for the Spartans.
Look at this.
Agbim trapped over in the corner, but they're going to get Jermaine Washington for the push.
I like the defensive intensity by San Jose State. But guys are playing hard. Wyoming's battling back. We've got a good one here in the second half.
It's a 16-point game at the half, but Jordan Nesbitt has put this Wyoming team on his back, and he has got them in striking distance with under 8 minutes to play.
That's absolutely right. 2 rebounds of the offensive variety, and then when it rains, it pours for him. The confidence has been different for this young man. 6 of 9 shooting here in the second. He's been aggressive, assertive. Any other word that starts with an A, you could probably use it too. Awesome. Throw that one in there too. Jordan Nesbitt bringing a certain edge to this team, and you can see the tenacity he plays with.
And he's been accurate, 6 of 9 from the floor here in this second half. That's another word that starts with A.
Well done.
Henry goes down the left side of the paint, gets it back outside to Agbin. Agbin pulls up inside the arc and connects from the mid-range.
And that's dangerous if you're San Jose State. You see Agbin, who struggled to get going, has a certain look in his eyes right now.
Lead down to 5. Wyoming has been as close as 4 in this second half.
Little overzealous.
And they called that on Nesbitt. So that'll put the Spartans in the bonus.
Hey, but you know what? 7 minutes and change. That tells me that Wyoming is playing with a different sort of physicality here in the second half. And it's spurred on their run. Keep in mind, too, this was a 16-point deficit at halftime. And they've just stayed the course. They've upped their level of physicality. It's completely changed the course of the game.
Donovan Yap, an outstanding free throw shooter, 87% this season. Tim Miles took Colorado State to the NCAA tournament back in 2012 at Colorado State. Wes Eichmeyer, Dorian Green, Pierce Hornung, great group of Rams. Now coaching in the Mountain West, his second stint at San Jose State, year number 4 as the head man of the Spartans. 19 conference wins over the last 3 years. That's the best 3-year stretch at San Jose State since the 90s. Nesbitt got loose with the dribble and turned it over.
It's a great job by Sadadrian Hall coming over and helping and just keeping his hands active. He's got a long wingspan. He embraces physicality. Nice job coming over just enough. Retains possession for San Jose.
And already we're seeing some better floor spacing, better ball movement on this
100%.
possession from San Jose State.
Yeah, coming out of the break, you get a late switch. Yap needs to find a way to get to the cup right here.
Instead, he'll pull up for 3. Rebound tapped, pulled down by San Jose State. It was Aduje that got fouled, and he'll get himself back to the free throw line.
You know, I felt like Aduje was a much bigger part of this offense in the first half. Now you force late switches, and it's been Donovan Yap. But how can you find ways to get Aduje the ball in advantageous situations to where he can either attack a closeout and use his athleticism or get open looks? Because he shot a really good ball this season. The better he plays, the better the Spartans play.
That was his first point of the second half.
Just hasn't felt like he's been a big part. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to get away from that. But at the same time, this is your guy that's led you in scoring all season. He's been your bell cow. How can you get him going and get some type of rhythm? Now the lead back up to 9.
Spartans have made all 11 of their free throws today. Wills too hot for Abube, stolen by Aduje, and he gets chased down and fouled by Agbin. And that's 4 on Obi Agbin.
That's huge for the Cowboys. And I'll be honest, did he make a basketball play? Sundance Wicks obviously understands, hey, my best scorer on a nightly basis now has 4 fouls. That's huge. How long do you wait? That's been the question for me all the time. I do think you take him out at least to the 4-minute media, because if you get one, so many guys have a propensity to get another one quickly, right? Get him out of the game, let him reconvene.
It's a challenging balancing act because the lead now back to double digits.
Yep. But it really hasn't been him. It's been Nesbitt. who's spearheaded everything that they're doing. So how do you continue to play with physicality without fouling? It's going to be big for Agnew.
Duje goes 1 of 2. First missed free throw today for San Jose State. Pocket pass over to Abube. Magassa went up high to get that one. Nesbitt's had the hot hand. This athletic move right there by Wills. Got it back on the handoff. Gets into the paint and finishes. A.J. Wells earned his scholarship on that one.
He certainly did. Big-time shooter. Big-time shot creator. But nice move. Little floater to top it off. We got a little over 5 minutes to play.
The Wyoming Cowboys within 8 with 5:54 to go, trailed by as many as 22 in the first half, but Wyoming has played so much better in this second half. Obviously, Jordan Nesbitt, a huge reason. But, Tio, what have you seen here in this second half? How has Wyoming been able to change their fortunes here today?
The biggest thing has been, one, they've stalled San Jose State's half-court offense. That's been one. And how did they do that? They did it with a different level of physicality, both on the ball and with some of these away-the-ball actions. It's been huge for them. And as a result, sometimes the Spartans have struggled taking care of the ball, but they initiated this latest run on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, ball fake, cut off by Nesbitt.
That was great defense by A.J. Wells.
Now, yeah, gets a good look off the feed from Aduje, but Abube comes down with it. The question here for Sundance Wicks, Obi Agben with 4. Dante Allen, we barely seen him in the second half with 4. When does he go back to his 2 starters?
I think you still stay to the under 4 media. Jordan Nesbitt, if he's taking those shots from the top of the key, that means he's not crashing the offensive glass from the corner. So what do you want to generate offensively if you're Sundance Wicks with your best scorer on the bench?
Nesbitt has missed a few in a row after a great start to this second half. Hall probing, turning, left it short.
They've done a better job on him as well. I mean, Adrian Hall in the first half got whatever he wanted, and the confidence was such that he went 3 for 3 from 3. So you take away a couple of their options in ball movement situations, and it's changed the complexity that San Jose State plays with offensively.
Abube doubled, tries to feed it to Magassa, and he threw it away. Right to San Jose State. Hall to Yap in the corner. Another open corner 3, not that time. Tough rebound by A.J. Wills at 6'2".
I think this is one of the hard parts about Sundance Wicks. He gets Abube, who's a beast when he's closer to the rim, but has struggled with decision-making, not just tonight, but as a short roller altogether.
Wills creating for Bellich, but we got a whistle and a foul. And it was Jordan Nesbitt who came up with it. We got a timeout on the floor. 15 foul on San Jose State. 8-point game under Jose State. 1 for their last 8 from the floor, having scored in over 2 minutes. They have an 8-point lead with 3:53 to go. Nate Kreckman, Terrence Oglesby at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Game number 1 of the Mountain West Tournament. Winner gets the top seed, New Mexico. How can San Jose State get some better looks at the basket?
I think they found better looks when they play faster. That's been the one thing that's been noticeably different here in this second half. Not as willing to take advantage of semi-break situations. They did find some open shots with Donovan Yap over the last couple of possessions. I think that's what they need to do. Wow.
Early 3 in the shot clock by A.J. Wills. Spartans get the stop. Yap pushes the tempo.
But I like this right here. You don't have something immediately. You find the matchup you want. Take your time.
Aduje catches off the feed from Hall. Hall had a hand on it, but he's unable to haul it in. Obi Agben back in with 4 fouls. Agben gets to his spot. Off balance, no. Magassa, huge offensive rebound, and he got hit.
That's how Wyoming gets back into it, right? That's been their MO here in the second half, the offensive glass. And Magassa, while he hasn't scored a ton, has been really good inside 8 feet, at least competing on the offensive glass. Really good athlete is he. But if you're San Jose State right now, I think they've been a little too willing to let 3, 4, 5 seconds come off the shot clock as opposed to playing with pace. And you don't want to play not to lose, especially with the shot clock. 3:17, I think you play the next handful of possessions. First best shot, go ahead and fire away. And find your opportunities for easy looks. There's still too much time to just sit at half court.
San Jose State hasn't scored in 3 minutes. They are 0 for their last 5. And they get an open look for Donovan Yap or maybe Latrell Davis getting downhill.
So good. So good.
Another gear when he gets himself squared up to the basket and goes.
I mean, he waited out Cole Henry. It's Adrian Hall, a little too physical down low, but he waited out Cole Henry. Did a fantastic job of waiting him to get out of the way. We're going to be able to take another look at it, I think. But what a job. Look how he waits for Cole Henry to back off, sees the avenue, takes it. Latrell Davis, good enough athlete to finish, too. Just masterful work of the pick and roll. Now Wyoming struggling a little bit. Haven't scored in 3 minutes. Or no field goals in 3 minutes, excuse me.
Magassa 1 for 2 on 2 consecutive trips. Two and a half to go. San Jose State trying to survive this opening round game against Wyoming. They've beaten the Cowboys 2 times this year, trying to make it a clean sweep in 3 games. Latrell Davis's 3 hit every part of the rim, but didn't go down. Wyoming's got to go. Wills. Nice look on the pick and roll to Cole Henry.
I think Cole Henry, he gets that ball on a short roll situation. They call it short roll in college. In the NBA, they call it a seam pass. You get that ball there if you're able to finish. I mean, such a difficult play because the rotations are a little bit awkward from that angle.
Cowboys need a stop. Hall. Put it on the floor. Davis attacks. Got it to Eduje, who goes up.
Oh, my
But Magassa is whistled for the foul. He thought he had all ball.
And I thought he might have too. But solid play creation by Davis. Nice pass. Ball goes up. Magassa, my goodness, could be a pivotal play in this ball game.
Huge whistle with 1:32 to go in a 2-possession game, but Eduje can make this much more difficult on Wyoming.
3 possessions now. Magassa, though, I mean, big-time shot block there. Native of Rouen, France. A lot of athletes from Rouen. He's one of them.
Sundance Wick says he rebounds and defends at a high major level. The transfer from St. Louis. Tough whistle right there. 8-point game. Very big call.
You need to play quickly. Get a ball screen, flip the screen, and try to find something quickly. There's not enough time to play around right now. Inverted ball screen for Ogden.
Nobody stepped in front of Cole Henry. Quick timeout called by Sundance Wicks.
And Agbim, who is terrific as a ball screen ball handler, sets the ball screen, and guards aren't used to doing that. Donovan Yap, you've got to step out and level off the basketball. Cole Henry, I mean, he's not a big point guard, but he can certainly handle the ball for you out on the perimeter. If you're Donovan Yap, you have to stop the ball, and if you have to switch something late, you can live with that. But now you look at Wyoming, down 6 points. What kind of pressure do you bring? What curveball do you have in your playbook if you're Sundance Wicks? And if I'm San Jose State on the other side, 10 miles, make sure you have your press break readily available. Don't get too tight in the corners because you know traps are going to come. $1:15 to play in this contest. Be strong, be solid with the basketball.
T.O., we got a 6-point game with a minute 15 to play. It's just past noon local time here in Las Vegas. There is nothing better than huge, high-consequence sports on your TV in the middle of a workday.
Can't be better. Roll in the TVs with the fat bags. It's conference tournament time.
Game number 1 of 3 today here on the Mountain West Network.
Great job.
Got it ahead to Yap, a 2-on-1 over to Viola, who streaks in, and that sat on the rim and thought about falling off, but goes down for Robert Viola.
Tim Miles' blood pressure went up and then dropped right back down.
A.J. Wills off the bounce, contested look, tough shot, and a huge rebound there by Viola. San Jose State trying to slam the door shut right now on Wyoming. Not the man you want to foul, the 87% free throw shooter, Donovan Yap, with 47.2 ticks to go. San Jose State is smelling a trip to the quarterfinal.
We're going to be able to take a look at it. Nice pass. You break pressure to score. And even at this point of the contest, I like it. Take advantage. It's better than hitting 2 free throws. If you can get a layup, go ahead and take it. Get back on defense.
Donovan Yap now with 19 points in this basketball game. Has come back from injury and put up consecutive huge games for Tim Miles.
14 points in the second half when San Jose State's offense sputtered. He was the guy they looked to and was able to create.
Agbim to Magassa. Good quick bucket for Wyoming. San Jose State just trying not to foul.
Nice job, Latrell Davis. Take your time getting the ball out. Don't let the officiating crew start their count. That's composure at its finest with an older player trying to get his crew in the right spots for the break.
4th on Nesbitt. San Jose State, if they can hang on to this one, will get New Mexico. They've already beaten the Lobos once this year on a Latrell Davis putback, and they played them tough at the pit. Spartans had a lead late in that game with under 7 minutes to go. So Richard Pitino and New Mexico will have their hands full with San Jose State in the quarterfinals tomorrow. That'll be the first of 4 games. But first, San Jose State has to close out this one against the Wyoming Cowboys. Nesbitt well contested by Aduje.
Oh, and one.
Henry, the follow, and the foul.
Cole Henry just staying after it. Jordan Nesbitt creating a little bit. We'll take another look at it here. Nesbitt, shot goes up. Cole Henry, he's an other things guy. Just stays after the basketball. Coach's kid. Keeping the Cowboys in.
6th offensive rebound in this game for Wyoming. Missed the free throw. Volleyballed out. Another chance here. Agbin for 3. 5-point possession, Wyoming. We got a 3-point game. Timeout, San Jose State.
Holy smokes. What a play.
This is a full timeout.
21.9 ticks left.
Free throw box outs. I mean, how big is this, Nate? Goes up. Nesbitt, who else but Jordan Nesbitt? Bats the ball out, and Agbin, that's a big-time shot. It hadn't been his typical day offensively, but now, down 3, that is a massive, massive shot. All of a sudden, we have a one-possession ball game. I think the phrase is, "This is March." So fitting.
Jordan Nesbitt continuing to find ways to affect winning in this game, able to get that tip back out to Agbim. And Obi Agbim is a player that does not need a lot of space. He can knock down shots in a phone booth. Buried that triple right there. And we have got a 3-point game, 21.9 seconds left here on the game clock. San Jose State ball.
Press break, press break, press break. Do not get caught in the corners. Be strong with the basketball. I would imagine this. If I'm Sundance Wicks, I'm not fouling before this ball gets to half court. You try to get a 10-second call and then get possession back. But this flipped this game on this head. Agbem, big-time play. And they were down 22 points. And have willed their way back into this game with toughness and offensive rebound.
Tight late. Mountain West Tournament, Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas.
Yap needs to make a decision.
Time going off the clock. Yap, trap, throws it ahead and throws it away. Wyoming ball, 13.6 seconds to go. Yap panicked and threw it out of bounds.
Great defense. I think Donovan Yap caught the ball. He was assuming they were going to foul, catches it straight up, and didn't have anything to do with it. What a possession, and now Sundance Wicks has the ability.
Wicks out of timeouts.
To get one quick with one of the best on-ball scorers in college basketball. Step back.
Agbem for the tie. No. Viola rips it down, gets it into the hands of Eduje, and the foul called. Agbem had the look. It doesn't go, and Robert Viola with the biggest rebound of the basketball game.
And Agbem, that's his 5th foul. And look, that's his shot. Step back to his left hand, not able to make it go. You get a quality look. Sundance Wicks was even like, go to work. That's what you do. I'm going to put the ball in my best player's hands and let him find a shot. Massive free throw here by Eduje. That should all but do it.
2-possession game, 3.4 seconds to go. It looks like San Jose State will, what's the word in March, T.O.? Survive here today against Wyoming.
Absolutely right, and survive. There's no other way to put that. Somebody get Tim Miles an ice bucket or something for his head. Unbelievable performance, especially in the first half. It showed some real grit in the